just seemed like every time you got closer, you
Yeah.
took the lead, and something would come over, flagrant two.
I got to see that on tape. I'm not sure what happened there. Maybe you guys had a better angle. I'm not sure if that was, and you know, they're trying to get it right. But, you know, it's been our life story this year. And, dang, sorry. When we try to put our head on it, or, you know, the staff trying to wrap our head around it, you can't figure it out. I thought about it the other day, and I looked around the roster and realized Sarah Hallis is the only player that's played longer than 2 years in this program. Not that means anything or it takes anything, but I probably took for granted or maybe thought we had more experience than we do. And if you think about it, Sarah's played 6 years. Well, she's played 4 years, but everybody else has played a year and a half or less. And they're playing hard and they're getting better. But, you know, we're trying to figure this thing out. Lack of experience, maybe, and stuff like that. We've had a lot of close games. We haven't had the seniors grow up like we had 4 seniors last year, 4 seniors the year before. So this team is still, trying to figure it out, working through it. And, they did a nice job down 11. 52-52, I think we tied it. Diva hit a nice shot, to take it in an overtime. Tish, did a nice job of perfecting that play. I mean, it was a set play that we ran. It's called kickback. And then we just, we just couldn't finish at the end. We had a couple of freshmen out there that played hard. I credit Alex. Alex had a good game, and she did a nice job. She'll get better, and she'll get those assignments down, make better passes in the post. I thought Khadijah played well, but, I don't know, maybe it's our lack of experience that just gets us to a point where, we're not going over that hump yet. And we've got to get better. And I think we have. That's the second place team in our league. And again, the same old adage. You're close, but you didn't quite get there.
Obviously, after you guys were so good following and going, that was a problem.
That's just a horrible. I can't put it any other way. We have 21 turnovers with our guards, 7, 8, 11. With our guards having 15 of those. So the people that primarily have the ball are committing turnovers, and they're needless. They didn't really press us. Then we get to the free throw line. It's what you want. And we lose by 6, and it's 19 for 36. And you leave that. You're not going to win games against good. You're not going to win games against any team doing that. So we come home, and we shoot worse from the line at home than we do on the road for whatever reason. But that was, if you look at everything else, points in the paint, 34-24, we got them. Points off turnovers, a point advantage them. Second chance points, we're up 3. Bench points, they're up 2. Everything else was there. We shoot 47%. They shoot 82% from the line, which good teams do, and we shoot 52% after shooting 91%, 21 for 23. So that's the maybe Jekyll and Hyde of our team, with the lack of experience of it. We shoot pressure free throws every day. They shoot a lot of free throws. We could be really good or really bad, and tonight we were really bad. And we seem to be extreme. We don't seem to be in the middle with this team. And again, it's a work in progress. This group is. I don't know. We want to finish out strong. We think we can. But, man, it's a work in progress with this group. It really, really is. Because we just don't have the experience that maybe I took for granted and thought we would.
60 fouls and 7 players foul out. Is that the kind of basketball anybody wants to see?
I was thinking the same thing sitting on the bench at one point, and it's been an extreme. I think when they changed the rule and said, "Hey, we're gonna call everything," they're being consistent and they're calling everything, and they're giving the advantage to the offense. But I just don't think this is what we as a legislation, as a Women's Basketball Coaches Association, or even in women's basketball, I don't think anybody wants to see this. They wanted to see higher scoring, but they didn't want to see a free throw contest, and it's becoming that. I haven't watched much men's basketball. I've watched a lot more women's, and I'm seeing it on that side. I'm not sure on the men's side if it's that way. I mean, I did watch the San Diego State game last night, but I don't know if it's that extreme on the men's side as it is on the women's side. But this is something, in my opinion, nobody wants. And I don't blame the officials because they're put in a really bad spot, I think. I think the officials are put in a spot where they've been told they have to call it. And if they don't, they won't get assigned NCAA games, Final Four, whatever it may be. So they have to do what they have to do to call these, and it's just becoming a free throw fest. Maybe we'll change next year.
How tough is it then for, especially for young players to just internalize that?
Yeah.
I just got to keep my hands up.
Yeah, it's hard, and we work on it every day. But it's just sometimes I'll see where there'll be whether we're on offense or defense, I'll see where it's penetrating and we have a hand on, and they'll let it go. And then I'll see where maybe Khadijah just does this, maybe not touches somebody, but gets her hands up, and then they'll make a quick call. So I don't know how consistent it still is. And like I said, the officials are put in a really bad spot right now. So I don't blame them whatsoever. But I'm not real sure how consistent it's been in what level. And is it a tap? Is it you didn't take your hand off? You bumped her? I don't know. It's just hard, I think, the way it's being called now. And I've talked to coaching friends across the country, and they're finding the same thing. It's the same thing. There's a lot more scoring, a lot, I guess, less defense. But, they scored 29 points on the free throw line. I mean, obviously, we shot one more free throw than they did. So we dug ourselves our own hole. We missed a ton of free throws, 19 for 36. We missed a ton. But it's just, like Ken said, I don't know if this is what we envisioned in terms of having them call everything. And I remember talking about it at the Final Four last year with a lot of people, and, everybody was in agreement. Things, Louisville got it started with beating up Brittany Griner in that game, and everybody had a field day, and then now this is what it's come to. So I don't know if this is any better.
Bryce had a couple of fouls we didn't even see because she hit a shot, looked down at Market and
Yeah.
bad, and she had was she trying to steal the inbounds pass and bump somebody?
I didn't see. There's two I didn't see. One was and I was trying to get an explanation. One, she was trying to take a charge, but she fell early, so the kid didn't even touch her. Then the kid made the shot. She came down. Bryce was still on the floor, and then he called the foul. And I asked him. I said, "Well, where was the foul?" Because she fell down. He said, "Well, she was a block because she didn't beat her to the spot." I go, "I agree with you there, but she fell down before contact, so she really didn't touch her." He said, "Well, she touched her when she was on the floor." And I just didn't get that, and so I couldn't get an explanation there that, I really thought, okay, I see what you saw and whatever. So that was a weird one to me. Then, like you said, the other one, I don't know what happened there. And I got to go back and watch film, so I'll do that and see. But tell you what, I mean, we deserved a break, and we got one there with that overtime, and we just couldn't finish it. And, our kids are growing up. They really are. And the toughest part is it's the growing pains of it. And you have to have it. And I didn't expect this much in this year, year 3, I thought, but, you look back at the rosters and replacing 13 kids in 2 years and, not having maybe a 4-person senior class. We had one my first year, and that was great for me, even though it was a tough year. Last year we had 4 more seniors, did a lot better. And, you graduate 8, you lose 5 when I first got here. And, this team is just, we've just got to grow. And I didn't really think about it much until I kind of went down the roster. And it was one night I was looking at it, and I'm like, God, Sarah's the only player that has played more than 2 years on this program. So, like I said, 80 to 86. They gave a valiant effort to the second best team in our conference. And they're not going to stop fighting, and neither are we. So we just got to get back and see what happens. Get back to work.
What did they say about that foul on Diva?
He said that it was clear to him that Diva saw the player and gave her an elbow. And I didn't see that because I thought Diva was looking right at me. She turned, she pivoted, and then I didn't even see that kid. I mean, all of a sudden they call a foul and the kid's down. So obviously I had a terrible advantage. Again, I got to look at tape, but right now, looking at it, I'd have to disagree on Diva saw her and it was malicious. I thought Diva was looking straight at me. She's looking for Bryson, her point guard. She turned and pivoted at the same time. The kid was standing there, and I didn't know what happened. I mean, I really, you know, that's one of those first year when you kind of windshield wipe and you hit a kid above the head, and they're like, oh, it's a flagrant one. And you're like, so again, there's a lot of advantages, you know, right now, and I like I said, I'll have to look at it. I know they're trying to get it right, but I just didn't. I don't know if I really understood or really agreed with it. So, all righty. All right, well, thanks, you guys.